Hi, Bro Workman here, CEO of Workman Success Systems, and welcome to the Faces of Real Estate. The Faces of Real Estate is our opportunity to share with the world how agents and brokers around North America are making a difference in the communities they serve. I'm excited to have with me today the one and only Kat Rockwell. Kat Rockwell is the Director of Professional Development for CB&A Realtors out of Texas, out of the Houston area, and she's a Workman Success coach, an amazing leader, and just a lot of fun to talk to. So Kat, welcome, and thank you for being on the show today.
Verl, I'm definitely honored to be here. So thank you so much for having me.
So Kat, let's just get into it. I want to hear a little bit about, first tell me a little bit about your business. Tell me about CB&A and your business, how things are going.
Sure. So CB&A is an independently owned brokerage here in Houston, Texas. And we are so thankful, we meaning not me and the mouse in my pocket, but my husband and I, who have done real estate together for the past 6 years. We're very thankful to have been with Chance Brown, our broker, our entire career. So we're positioned here out of Northwest Houston. So that would be the suburbs of Cypress and Tomball. And it's an amazing community out here in Northwest Houston, experiencing exponential growth over the past years and still to come. So I know I've mentioned to lots of people before, we're getting a high-speed train that'll connect Houston to Dallas, but will run through our neck of the woods. And so then the next 5 to 10 years are going to be really interesting here in our area.
That's actually really cool. I want to go on a high-speed train. I'll come see you just to go for a ride on the train.
Right. I'd love to get to Dallas in 30 minutes. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
You know, I don't know any little boy that doesn't get obsessed with trains, and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe not the little part, but still, I'm a boy at heart.
Right.
So tell me just a little bit about your family. You said you've been working with your husband since you've been in real estate?
Right. So my husband and I started our business, the Rockwell team, together. We started in 2014, and we've been married since 2001. So going on 19 years this year. We have 2 beautiful and smart daughters. We have Maddie, who is 12 and just finished the 6th grade and is just as tall as I am now, which is wonderful and disheartening at the same time. And we have Evie, who's 5 and is about to start her first year in kindergarten. So
that's fun. You know, did you have a virtual graduation?
So we were actually able to have drive-through graduations, which is something that I actually hope we take through in years to come, because it was nice, simple. We got to celebrate our child and then hit the restaurant right afterwards.
You have to listen to everybody talk.
Yeah. So we were fortunate to get to still see some of the teachers, but it was a drive-through graduation for both of them.
So you've told us a little bit about your community, the Cypress and Tomball area, and the areas that you list and sell real estate in. I would love to hear a little bit about how you give back to that community. You've spent your whole career in the same area. You're still there. And I also want to know what made you think about giving back. Why was it important to you to give back?
Right. So for that, I actually have to go back to the beginning of our career. And, you know, when you start in real estate and you're trying to figure out your branding and really the identity of your business. And, you know, it takes you a while to actually get that. And when we first started, and I want to say this was perhaps because you go online and you're filling out all your profiles or NAR and Zillow and all this stuff to get you set up. And perhaps we came across a field in one of those profiles that said slogan. I don't know, do we need a slogan for our team? Let's figure this out. So we came up with something, and that slogan was Live Well, Rockwell. We thought, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds cool, right?
I love it.
Okay, yeah, and it was cool. And here's the thing, over the years, that slogan just faded away. And we didn't really incorporate it into any of our marketing, because at that point in time, that's all it was. It was words on a piece of paper. It had absolutely no meaning for us, really, other than sounding cool. And so what happened, actually about a year ago, June 2019, I was actually sitting in a seminar listening to the very talented Kirk Weisler. And in the middle of the seminar, I happened to look down at my phone. I have a text from my husband. That text says, "Going to the hospital, think I'm having a stroke." And it turns out that was actually the case. And the months that followed that made us take a deep look at our business and why we were in business. And so I say all of that to say that Live Well kept coming back up in our minds of, this is our mission. We're on a mission to help people live well. And it became very clear to us that we're in a position to help people live physically, financially, and mentally well. And so much of that does come through home ownership but beyond the transaction, right? What else can we do? What is our legacy going to be? And all of that ties back into giving back. And so we made an intentional decision to get involved with programs and organizations in our area to do just that, to give back. And one of those programs is very literal. We got involved with a program from our preferred lender called Giving to Heroes, where we literally give back to the closing cost for first responders, teachers, nurses, medical professionals, and veterans. And it really, what we did was took a pretty rough event in our own family and our business and turn that into something that we could use for good to help others in our community.
I don't know why it is. I read a book many years ago called Wake Up Calls.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who wrote it, his name was Eric Allenbaugh. And when I read that, I thought, why is it that we require heart attack or a loss of a loved one to suicide or a catastrophic event in our lives before we take care of the things that really matter the most?
Right.
Why do you have to go through a divorce before you realize you need to take care of your spouse? Right. There's, all these things happen. But I think that and maybe it's an American thing, is we like to be heroes. We like to step up in adversity. And so we delay the things that we know are going to be great, because we know when the adversity happens, we're going to ride in on a white horse and be the heroes. And I think that because of your wake-up call, mm-hmm. it's changed your culture. It's actually giving you more of a purpose in your business. And I love to hear that.
It absolutely did. It absolutely did. And if we could go back and change it, would we have wanted that wake-up call? Absolutely not. And so therefore, it is our mission to help others prevent their wake-up calls too. And it's much easier when we just live consistent lives, and in our giving back, there's ways that we help others do that.
So what, just out of curiosity, mm-hmm. what have you done to stay healthier as a couple since he's had that event?
So we started running. So I had already gotten into running. At that point in time, I had already set a goal for myself to run a marathon in at the beginning of 2020, which I was able to do. And so since that, we actually incorporated that into our family's health culture and started running. And the amazing thing, I just have to brag about my husband, you hear couch to 5K, and that was actually going to be his original goal. And in the true rural workman style, he said, I'm going to double it. And so he went from never, I mean, probably the last time he ran was in high school, just not even running and he started walking 30 minutes a day, and then gradually increased. In March of this year, he ran a 10K and completed his 10K. Yeah. And now has a goal to complete a half marathon this year and a full marathon next year. So incorporating running, it has been our thing, because it just, mainly because of the efficiency, because we got to get healthy and then we got to get to work. So
I actually think he's running so he can just keep up with you. I think he figured out that you're going to keep going. He's not going to be able to catch you if he doesn't get on.
Right. That very well may be it. So I will say, when we celebrated our anniversary last December for our 18th anniversary, our gift to each other were running shoes. So
nice.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's also just running out of steam by the time you've reached 18 years of marriage.
If I gave my wife running shoes, I would get the look, the cold, long winter look. You seriously think I need to run? That's a lot of fun. All right. Right. So tell me about the Judah Brown Project.
Oh my goodness. So the Judah Brown Project is a local organization in Northwest Houston that helps spread water safety awareness, and their entire goal is to help children be safer around the water. Unfortunately, speaking of, wake up calls, unfortunately, the Jada Brown Project was founded after the passing of a young boy named Judah Brown, who did pass away at a birthday party from drowning in a swimming pool. And so his family has made sure that his legacy lives on and that his life does mean something, and continues to make sure that they spread awareness through that. And so we not only financially support them, but we're in a prime position dealing with real estate, right, to include their information and all of our buyer consultation packages, right? And even spreading awareness to other realtors, right? So what should be the safety protocol when you're doing an open house at a home with a swimming pool? And you have a partner there that can help keep an eye on things while you're giving a tour around the house. So this is a very much near and dear to our hearts, because we have a young one who was about the same age when Judah passed. And there's always that kid who's a little bit more curious, who challenges you more as a parent. And that was our second child. And we tell the Jada Brown Project this all the time, that you can't measure those results. You can't measure the results of a life saved, because they're still alive and you don't know what the consequences would have been otherwise. But I feel very confidently that because of their messaging, I am more aware as a parent on keeping my own kids safe around the water. And I'm very thankful for that. So we are more than happy to spread their message to those we know.
That's really cool. As I've flown into Houston many times and the plane banks and I look out my window, it's more likely that houses have a pool than they don't have a pool. So I can see that's a big deal. And I hope you don't lose any children to drownings. It's a great cause. And what a horrible way to lose a child.
Right. So again, that's a wake up call. We feel we want to help as many people prevent from having.
Yeah, that's really cool. Is that one that came up in the TRLP courses that you were in? Is that how you heard about it, or?
Yeah, no, actually, it was one of our clients got involved with them, and we actually got connected through one of our clients. So, in fact, we do tend to involve our client base in a lot of this, and even though it's indirect, we want to make sure we're supporting their causes. And this one, again, was just very near to our hearts because of it was very real. When you have a young child who keeps you on your toes, things like that become very, very real. So actually through a connection through a client is how we came across that organization.
I love that. So you've talked about a couple of different projects. Are these things that you do just as a family, or is it something your team does and everybody gets involved in it? Talk to me about your culture.
Yeah, so this is something not only our team does, we do involve our families in this, and when I say our client base, so by the way, when you are a client of the Rockwell team, our client appreciation program is called the Nation of Rockwell. And you become a citizen of this nation when you are part of our team. When you're a client of ours, we really bring you into that family that we call the Nation of Rockwell. So even for one of my favorite things we got to do, how we support our heroes, our community heroes. One of my favorite things we did actually this year, and we reached out to our client base. We wanted to do something special for Mother's Day. In the middle of the COVID crisis, what can we do to give back to these individuals? And so we thought, you know what, let's give some gift baskets to some really deserving moms, and not just any gift baskets, but some really nice spa gift baskets with some local products in there. Let's pamper them because they've been working so hard. Teachers turned their lives upside down trying to teach our kids. Nurses are working around the clock. What can we do? So let's at least allow a few moms to pamper themselves. So instead of just picking 5 people that we could have just easily picked, we said, you know what, let's get people we don't even know, and let's involve our client base to nominate people they know to give them these baskets. And the best thing about that was it wasn't even about our team. We got to write notes to say, you were nominated by Haley. You were chosen by the Smiths. You were recognized by these people. And we were able to give our client base the recognition for that. And it gives me chills just thinking about it, because I mean, some of these people, they're ER nurses working in trauma centers and just working around the clock. And it's, when we chose this cause at the beginning of the year, no one knew, we know these are community heroes. We know they're important. No one knew just how important these individuals were going to be this year. And I couldn't be more proud of my team, just for serving regardless of opportunity. And so this is something that our team does, and we incorporate our client base. We incorporate our client family with that as well.
I really love that. So how do you measure the impact? What kind of an impact has it had on your culture, on why people stay with you, on your clients? I mean, tell me the impact, the visual impact you can see and feel.
Right. The most favorite thing I love is when we bring somebody into the nation of Rockwell, when we have new citizens, right? I love people buy into that, not because they get a certificate, not because they have a new house, because they feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves. And when we see the feedback, when we see people in our sphere, our clients who don't know each other, when we see them get connected with each other and be able to benefit off of each other and connect their businesses and help one another, that is where we see that payoff, by bringing people together. We see it when we love the posts that say thank you. When we stop by the police station after our client pie giveaway and intentionally bring them pies, because specific stations around here that are smaller and don't get a lot of love, and who are working over holidays, to be able to save them a trip to the store and say thank you, or give them something to eat while they're at the station during Thanksgiving. Those are the things that we love to see, and not because it's because of us or that we're anything is special, but because we know we're able to do something in our community to give back and connecting others. When you're able to do that, I think you're really making a difference.
Kat, your energy is contagious. I want to reach out and say, give me some of that. Give me some of that. I love your energy. How do I get a gift card to the community of Rockwell?
We'll have a plaque coming your way. Okay, you'll get your certificate and all of your citizen paperwork. It's on the way.
Love it. I love it. So what's next for you? What are some of the things you like to focus on going forward?
Yeah, so we are looking to add one more partnership this year. There is an organization here in town. It's a faith-based counseling center called Shield Bearers. And we're looking to form a partnership with them to financially support them and also get our client base involved with volunteering with them. And the reason being is because we've talked about that wake-up call, right? We're a husband and wife team. We're advocates for marriage. Both my husband and I come from broken homes. So that's something we're passionate about. I think a lot of the professions that we cater to, first responders, teachers, veterans, right? Those folks are a little bit more prone, because of the stress in their job, they're a little bit more prone to family crisis. And how can we get ahead of that? How can we bring more awareness to that? And so partnering with this counseling center that specializes in family mental health as well as post-traumatic stress health, that is something we want to help bring awareness to, because we really don't talk about it, right? There's a lot of marriages out there that if they were able to get help 10 steps back before the divorce and not wait until we're on the brink of divorce, perhaps we would have had a different outcome. And if we can help bring awareness to that, to allow people to know it's okay to talk. And by the way, here's somewhere you can go, even if you don't have the ability to pay, still go get help. So we're looking to complete that partnership and to be able to add that to what we're able to do in our community. Again, just something near and dear to our hearts.
I love that. It's interesting. It's not because of what you're going through as a marriage. It's what you watched growing up as kids, and you want to make sure that you give other people the opportunity and the tools to be able to salvage and to keep their families together. And it's always hard to see a family break up because they started with the intent of forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very cool that you're doing that.
And Verl, I'll add to that, just simply from the real estate side, like you and I both know, dealing with divorce and real estate, it's never really a pretty situation. And not only the emotional turmoil that people are going through, but the financial implications of it as well. If we're helping our community and helping others be financially well, then helping them with their marriage could help with the financial implications as well.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I don't know how many times someone has said to me, when I say, tell me about yourself, they say, I'm a normal realtor, I'm divorced. It breaks my heart because there's a lot of pressure to be successful financially and pay the bills, take care of your clients 24/7 and still be a parent. And so we do see a lot of that.
Absolutely.
What a great cause. Well, I wish you great success with that. As we wrap the call up, I would like to know, just from your perspective, there's a lot of agents that watch these calls. They hear the stories of how agents are giving back and making a difference. They don't know where to start. How would you recommend somebody just get started?
Oh my goodness. Start where you are. Start exactly where you are and do what you can. So social media is amazing, and also I think our biggest enemy. And sometimes we feel like we have to we can't do anything until we have reach a certain bar, and that's simply not the case. We started with giving pies to policemen. That's what we started with, and made that a ritual, and then built upon that. So do what you can, but do what is near and dear to your heart, that's something you're going to really be passionate about living out, because it will come through to you. Okay. Yeah. Verl Workman, I'm not going to lie. If we were having this conversation about prospecting, you're not going to get this energy, right? I'll be honest to say that. Do what you're super passionate about. I'm just kidding. My prospecting is wonderful, but
that's another call we're going to have now that you open up that can. I'm going to go look at your workbench.
This is. so no, do what you're passionate about. Do what you love. There's only one you. It sounds so cliche. There's only one you, and you have very specific interests and passions. You need to exercise that and start where you are.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing with us today, Kat. On behalf of the Faces of Real Estate, Verl Workman, Workman Success Systems, thanks for making a difference. Thanks for giving back to your community, and I wish you all the greatest success in your business so you can continue to make a difference. Thanks for being here, Kat.
Thank you very much, Verl. Always a pleasure.